Peace. So like, yeah, on the way home from a job late night. Just had some thoughts. Just wanted to kind of document real quick. I just wanted to document my actual thoughts about the recent riots and all the previous riots in recent years over the excessive or police brutality and abuse by members of the government or municipal forces here in the United States. It just cracks me up when I hear and see people instantly bring up the tradition of Dr. Martin Luther King, peace be upon him. But a lot of the people who bring up Dr. King, especially Caucasians or Europeans, Americans, generally white America in general, not all, of course, but too many or more than not, have this thought that it's okay for black people in America when they're being violently attacked to turn the other cheek and be peaceful, even though they're being physically violently attacked. Now, I don't believe in being violent at all. Violence to me is wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think there's any such thing as self-defense being violent. If you, for example, if you punch me in my mouth and I break your neck, that's not violent. That's, to me, the word violent comes from the root, violation. You know what I'm saying? To do something that's unprovoked to someone, that's aggressive, to aggress upon someone's space, personage, or property in a physical way, or a verbal way, or a mental and spiritual violent way. It's basically to take an aggressive approach in handling something or someone. But you can never call the reaction to a violent act violent. That is called self-defense. That is called the natural reaction to violence. So I don't believe in being violent. I believe in being peaceful. And peace is only maintained when you defend yourself and your rights. You know what I'm saying? If you don't bother to defend yourself, you're actually creating a violent act because it's suicidal. And if it ain't suicidal, you're condoning violence against yourself, which is to co-sign it. So if you don't defend yourself, to me, that is way more violent than to defend yourself when you're being aggressed upon. So I'm not really concerned with, and I don't believe, nor do I trust people who say, well, Dr. King's tradition was to be nonviolent. And it was. But I'd say that it was some violence in the act of not being self-defense. But I'm not trying to take away anything from Dr. King. I want to point out the hypocrisy because a lot of these people, they support the wars, they support the president in his pursuit and bombing and droning people. They support all the military actions that the United States have been involved in. They support the United States giving money and military aid to Israel, which regularly on a daily basis murders and oppresses darker-skinned people in Palestine, regardless of their religion. If y'all want to make this a religious issue, the Middle East issue, the Middle East violence is not religion-based. I don't care what they say. The bottom line is there's economic and political issues at its base. Muslim, Christians, and Jews have no problem getting along because the root of their faith are the same. There's no dispute there. When you take money, politics, and just all these secular things out of the situation, religious people don't beef. I know what it looks like. I know people say they kill in the name of religion, but that's not really true. And that can be demonstrated, but I don't have time to do that on this tape. But anyway, bottom line is, stop saying, bringing up Dr. King, stop saying you're for peace, but yet you condone the president bombing and droning people overseas. You condone the military forces in Iraq, Afghanistan, and all of it. You're not saying Dr. King wouldn't be for these wars, because Dr. King definitely was not for these wars. You know what I'm saying? Stop bringing it up when black people start reacting to violence. They're not the violent one. The person that's responding is never violent. They're only reacting to a stimulus. It's a reaction. It's cause and effect. So let's deal with the cause. Condemn the cause. Don't condemn the effect. Just expect the effect. You should always expect an effect when you present a cause, and that's really what I'm getting at. Okay, so that's my real thoughts about all of this stuff about the riots. What the hell did you expect? Did you thought that you was gonna continue to shoot and maim black people and there not be a response? You think that you can continue to do injustice to a people and there never be a reaction? Of course. You know, so this is all you're seeing. You're seeing the reaction. And the reaction is not to blame. The cause is to blame. The reaction is not violent. It's the aggression that is the violent. Okay, and that's my thought. That's my sentiments on it. You know, I believe in peace, and I believe that peace is always maintained through self-defense. There's no such thing, never in the annals of history have we seen peace established nor maintained without the principle of self-defense. To not defend yourself, whether it's the elements in the environment by wearing a coat when it's cold, or is it fighting a giant or an aggressor that's aggressive upon you. Self-defense is survival. It's a matter of survival. And if you willingly refuse to defend yourself to survive, or refuse to do whatever action that is necessary to survival, then that is actually a self-negating or a violent act against the survival of self. That's violence. So stop calling self-defense and reactions violent. Call the perpetrator, the stimulus, the cause, the aggressor. That's the only one that is violent. So fight with those who fight with you. And that is peaceful. That is how you establish peace. Because by removing the aggressor, peace can exist. As long as the aggressor is allowed to continue to be an aggressor and he's not removed physically, then you are not establishing peace. You're actually maintaining a predator-prey existence. And that can no longer occur. So let's all be promoters of peace, which means the killing, the removal of the aggressors when aggressed upon and when necessary. That way, when we can get rid of all the aggressors, and then we won't really have that problem. The problem will settle itself because, you know, it's a natural deterrent. If you know you're going to get dealt with, then you don't deal. Bullies don't bully people who refuse to allow them to bully. It's just simple mathematics, folks. And there you have it. That's my feelings and opinion about the riots. Am I for just random acts of reaction? I think the reaction should be controlled. But when you're dealing with emotions and passions and young people, hey, you get what you get. Again, whoever caused that reaction is responsible, not the reaction. Okay? These are young people. These are people who are angry and who are hurt. You know? So whatever they say, whatever they do, they're not responsible for their actions because you set them off. It's just like trapping anything in a corner. Even a rat, a mouse, a roach will do whatever they gotta do to feel like they need to do to survive. So, hey, it is what it is. Once you get that ball rolling, it'll stop where it stops and end where it ends and do what it do. So, understand me. Peace and love, family. Let's establish peace by removing the aggressor. And let's fight with those who fight with us. May Allah bless us and guide us. Continue to be in our midst today, welding our hearts together. Let's take the evil that the enemy is doing to us and cause it to be a force of unity and love for truth, righteousness, and justice. For all people. For all people. No matter what the color, race, or religion is in politics. Let's not get it confused or get the issue all mixed up. Anyone who aggresses against a person who is not, deserving of aggression, or no one ever deserves to be aggressed upon. You know what I'm saying? Only person who should be dealt with physically is a person who deals with other people physically, or only person who should be dealt with is someone who violates. You know what I'm saying? If you violate someone, you should be removed and dealt with, because we want peace, and then you can't have peace again without addressing the person who's violating the peace. Anyway, I think y'all get the gist of my point. May Allah bless you.